How are you doing, everyone? We have a few things we have to clear out here. One of which, turn the audio down. There we go. Jeff Butera just did a Skype from here just a second ago, and we had to go ahead and wait our turn. So now I think we got everything up and running. We are streaming. Let's check all our sources, shall we? By the way, who we got in here today? We got Randy, we got Michael, we got Joan, we've got, the list goes on. And what we also have is a unlimited room, which is awesome. Thank you so much for the emails. I really think the way it worked out is Livestream got sick of hearing from us and said, you know what? These guys so want to do this that we're just going to give them their unlimited room, and watch, today we'll have like 7 people. Doesn't matter, because we did it as a group, and once things get cranking, because ultimately our goal here is, I don't care if it's tropics, I don't care if it's severe weather, I don't care if it's disruptive weather, we have the ability 24/7 to cut in, notify you guys on Facebook that we're going on, or Twitter, and within 30 seconds we are up and running live interactively. And the only thing that I'm going to have to figure out is, let's do a trial here with all 4 sources, because I did some tweaking last night with the help of a few people, and let's see if you hear me on all of these. So this is the full screen, which you should be hearing me. This is our 2D mix, which you should be hearing me. And this is our 3D mix. You should be hearing me. As I look over, and, oh no, you're kidding me. Joe says no sound. Joe, are you messing with me? Because if I have to, I'll go back in and check parameters, because stuff did get messed up. So, Joe, are you messing with me? Because Doreen says she hears me. So, I have noticed something else here. Cutting out again, huh? Somebody messed with it. Well, let's change it. Let's change it right now. I will change it right now. Watch this. Hang on a second. No, they should be here. Weird. Okay. Test, test, test. Test, test, test. It's very strange. You guys should be hearing me now. Yes? You're hearing me now? I believe you are. Somebody's been tweaking with this stuff. Lisa and I fixed this last night. I think you're hearing me. You should be hearing me now. Okay. Joey, talk to me. Still no audio? You hear me now? Okay. I'm reading these, scrolling down as they go. Okay, you are hearing me now? No, I'm hearing no sound in the first one. Yes sound, no sound, no sound, yes sound. Matthew, Lisa, are you still not hearing me? The first one didn't work, but the rest did. No sound. No sound. Okay. Oh, now come on. Now Arlene's saying you're hearing me. I wish you guys could see my scroll here. Can't hear you, can't hear you, can't hear you, can't hear you. Okay, I'm going to keep it on this full camera right now, because this is where we are, and there's the delay. Because the more people that get in here, last night we had 2 people in, there was no delay. But now that we have a heck of a lot of people in here, the delay, I'm thinking, is going to be a bit more pronounced. Okay, so you guys are hearing me right now. All right, so full camera works. Now, let's go to screen 2, shall we? Okay, screen 2. Now you are hearing me. And I'm pretty sure this is working because it worked before. And now we will go to 2D mix, which you hear and see me. And lastly, 3D mix, which I like the 3D because I think it's cooler since we live in a 3D world. 4D actually now with all the amusement rides. I think you're hearing me now and seeing me, right? Yeah. By the way, you see David there? David and David's wife, they are the big Red Sox fans that they were calling me haters earlier today when I noted that the Red Sox lost their game. You know what I do need to do, though? I do need to change my link so I don't have to look over at you guys that way. There we go. Much better. Now I see you guys on this TV screen. I did until I just... I am not a Mac guy, I'll tell you that flat out, and this Mac stuff is killing me. Killing me. Here, hold on. Let's go to, all right, there you guys are. I see you now. Okay. Oh, there we go, right by my screen, so I can just glance this way. Sound is good. Anyway, give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you very much, because I'm telling you, it's been us against the world on this one. Nobody thought we could get this going. It was going to cost too much, all these kind of things. Well, you know what? We got it going. We got our information. We're on HD. We're going to keep this right now at a moderate. Look at this. The CPU is below 30%. Sweet. Okay, so here's the deal. Now, I'm a little concerned here because Michelle, I think, was saying she had a Zumba class tomorrow. And tomorrow was the day that Don Gramez was going to try to make it here and take over the show at 7 o'clock. Now, again, I didn't tell you this because he told me, Den, don't tell them we're going to be doing this because what if I can't make it? So you didn't hear it from me, okay? But Don says he's going to try to make it at 7. And I'm still trying to get the specifics of the Skype. So the way I look at it, let's just let Don take over this tomorrow. Why not, right? He can sit in this chair. He can look at you guys right here. And we will, thanks, David. I appreciate still loves me even though I'm a Rays fan. So anyway, we are doing good. Michael, you are all over this. This is the future. And you know what? Oh, Blake is here too. Blake says I'm going to rebuild the page tomorrow to better incorporate the chat. See, this is the thing about Blake. See, I like to send you guys to his page and, you know, like Hornets, you know, if we're not getting what we want. But Blake has been on our side. Now, David is another story entirely, but I'm sure he's not watching, so I'm not really worried about that. You know, actually, David, who's the head of the department, is a good guy, too. So, who knows who's watching tonight? But anyway, regardless, we are up, we are running. Everybody's saying thank you, Blake. Oh, Arlene, that was you with Zumba class. You know, I can tell Don, Don, you know, Friday might work better for Arlene because you got Zumba. But then again, Friday night, the whole let's go out and do something on Friday night, I'm kind of torn. So here's the thing, folks. We got our room. We got Skype up and running. We're going to tweak it, I think, a little bit better because you guys weren't hearing us. Rays versus Cardinals. Randy, I think both of them are, I think they're, you guys are 4.5 back, we're 3.5 back. You never know. But, oh, by the way, do you know this? The 2012 Rays schedule came out today for next year. Did you guys know that? See, the things you learn in this weather chat, right? Yeah, we play the Mets here. We play the Nationals, Steven Strasburg, up there. We only play the Yankees and the Red Sox once on the weekends. I'm trying to think who else we play. We play the Braves here. So anyway, yeah, the schedule just came out. So that's as of today. So no, I think bottom line, Don's going to try to lead you guys tomorrow. But here's what we got planned. We got Skype up and running. I got some calls into to the National Hurricane Center. I got some calls up into some other TV stations. Look at Greg up there putting all, man, you guys are all over this. Greg is our other web guy. You met Greg a couple of nights ago. And the bottom line is, and I will tell you this, I've been posting internationally. I have, you know, I'm thinking because I just Googled it, International Weather Forums. We started getting people from India, people from China, people from the Philippines, people from all over the place. So I'm literally hoping that this can become a, you know, kind of an international chat. But you guys started it. That's all I got to say. Okay, so Chris Lancy. Yeah, Chris is a super good guy. I put a call into Angelina Jolie, Brad Pitt. You know, they come out with Moneyball next week, so I'm thinking Brad would easily want to do a web chat with us, right? So you never know until you try. You never know until you ask, right? And I will tell you this, I get all these emails all the time for Skype. Oh, you want to do a Skype interview with us? And I just blow them off because you know, they come to me. I used to, back when I did the morning show, I actually did movie reviews. I know, really. So I get a lot of that stuff. So who knows? You know, here's the bottom line, folks. This is your show right now. Okay, I'm going to talk tropics and talk weather, but if you guys are looking for something, you know, you're the producers. If you guys can work something out and work out an interview and you want me to try to do together, I'm thinking we can take this to a few places that'll get people to notice it. So obviously they already have based on the number of people that we're getting. So here we go. As usual, I'm getting this to slow down. So I referred friends from England. There you go. How about that? So Okay. We're going to talk a little bit about the tropics because truthfully that's all there's not a lot going on. I'm not even going to bother about Maria unless you have friends in Bermuda. So I guess if you do, there you go. Maria is up there, and Maria is going to curve near Bermuda but stay out of the track. They could see a little bit of tropical storm force winds. Not a big deal, okay? The one thing that, as always, we've been talking about now for the past 4 or 5 days is the, oh, and by the way, I will share this. We had a meeting with our consultants today, and one of the things that I have been known to do in the past is go off on tangents. Like, you guys don't know this, right? So I have a tendency to do that when I'm doing the weather at the chroma key wall, too. I'll be talking about something, then my mind will go in another direction. Zoom, I'll go that way. Here, I can do that. Over on the wall, I'm not supposed to. So as I'm going off into the tangent, yet again, I totally forgot what that tangent was, so never mind. No, I'm just kidding. In terms of the webcasts, remember, this is not going to, 7 o'clock is always our goal, but I've been talking to Wayne. We got him working up on this, and these videos, maybe not so much today, because today is more of a get to know you, let's make it sure it all works. We're going to start posting these on our website, on abcactionnews.com. So the videos themselves will all be there. And once we start incorporating Skype and anything else that you guys want, that's all going to be posted in our little weather area. So this is kind of like our area that we can do as we like. And so Wayne I'm working on. He's on board. Stephanie's going to be a little tougher. You know, she's not big into the social stuff, but we're working on it. And I think she's going to come over to our side eventually. And, no, that's not ADD, Rachel. That's just merely... You know what I was talking about? No, I don't know what you'd call it. I just flamboyant. I like flamboyant. That sounds far less threatening than ADD. Anyway, Paul has noticed what I'm about to talk about. Actually, certainly going to mention that the GFS has been backing off on development. Yes and no. Here's the thing. I mean, it hasn't really been backing off. It's been doing a lot of flip-flopping. Because if you looked at was it the 12Z yesterday, it had a tropical storm or hurricane going right into Florida, right into Tampa. The next run, it goes back and forth. This is really all that matters, as I'm about to show you what this loop is. Okay? All that matters is it is sensing broad low pressure right here in the Caribbean. Now, for the time being, it isn't developing anything out of it. Okay? Exactly, Cheryl. I just have a lot to say, and a lot is on my mind. And I just happen to jump back and forth with it. You see these big H's right here? That's a ridge, and that's going to block pretty much anything for the time being from curving early. But at the same time, any waves that do develop, they're going to ride along that ridge and eventually run into a trough and curve up. I think the odds of any hurricane going from the Cape Verde area, which is out here off of Africa, and going all the way across is extremely low. History tells us it's right here that development's going to occur. And I mean, you can see it. Let's zoom in, shall we? Since we are now able to zoom. All right. History tells us that this area right here is the area that will develop late September into October. And if you remember 4 or 5 days ago, it was turning it into a hurricane and curving it north. Now, again, at this point, we're not seeing much. But the fact that the model continuously shows us that there will be development there, I think, is probably, thanks, Doreen, is probably a good indicator that something is going to develop. The Euro did the same thing. But until we start to see it, obviously, it's make-believe. It's fantasy land. But if there was ever a time, it's late September right through October. So for the time being, I think Africa is getting shut off. I don't see a lot of waves out there, although down the road, the GFS does continue to show that. Let's give you another view here. This one might be a little easier to understand. This is one that we all know. Let's go back and zoom back out. There we go. Here's the Canadian. The Canadian model brings Maria up north. The ridge builds in. You see low pressure. And I remember we've been talking about this for the last several days, that they've been trying to spin something up off the mid-Atlantic. Well, there it is again. there have been several models that have been showing that of late. So that's something that has no impact on us, but we will watch it and see if that actually happens. But in terms of broad low pressure, you see the light green, you see the black lines, that just means there's low pressure trying to develop. You look at the European, it's the same thing. Look at this, light green, low pressure, nothing significant. You look at the operational run of the Euro, which is usually, if something were to develop, it usually shows that they're a little bit quicker. It's still not showing any significant development. Look at that ridge over the Atlantic, just a massive ridge. The GFDL we're not worried about. The GFS, this is the 18Z we just looked at. This is just an easier way to look at it. It just doesn't go out 340 hours. This one goes out 168, I think. But again, you see the low pressure, the green that's just bubbling down there. So the question is, how long will it bubble, and what will actually develop out of it? And we'll have to wait and see. I will go back. Let's go back to the 12Z yesterday. I think that was the run that had it coming into Florida. Check this out. If this is the one. Watch something develop, go over the Yucatan, and then kick to the northeast. I think it was the 12Z. Maybe it wasn't, because I didn't see that happening there. You know what? We could use a banner, actually, as a matter of fact, Joey, because they even told me, maybe it was, where the heck was that? Maybe it was the 6Z. I'm going to find it. It was within the last 24 hours, but they have runs every... Oh, by the way, if you're new to these weather chats, remember, Z is just a unit of measure for time, 0, 6, 12, 18. It's the same as midnight, 6 a.m., noon, and 6 p.m. It isn't the same because it's based on Zulu time. You subtract 4 hours, but it's the same premise. It's just a time frame. So here's the 6Z run, and it's certainly showing more development with this, but it did not do anything with it. I'll have to find where it was. I don't remember. But anyway, we all remember looking at these for the past several days. The GFS was pretty much developing a storm and either taking it into Florida or taking it into the Yucatan. In this particular case, it took it over the Yucatan and then hooked it right back into Florida. Not seeing that on any of these. So losing tropical characteristics means it's no longer a warm core system. You have heard the Hurricane Center talk about something which is known as a subtropical system. It's a hybrid. It isn't truly a winter cold core storm like a nor'easter. I'm hoping you're hearing me, by the way, now. If you're not, then those parameters that I changed need to be tweaked. But if you are hearing me, which I'm assuming you are, warm core is a tropical system over X number of degrees, the central core. Subtropical is a hybrid. It's in between. It's not truly tropical. It's not truly non-tropical or extratropical, as the Hurricane Center says. And an extratropical system is a nor'easter, a winter storm. And as Randy said, it is cold up north. There are freeze warnings. I mean, there are freeze warnings up north. Check this out. You look up and look at all that blue. See all that blue up there? Those are all freeze warnings for September 15th. Widespread frost. Low temperatures of 26 degrees. Oops, you can't see it because you're looking at me. Ha! Now you can see it. See that? Freeze warnings. 26-degree widespread sub-freezing temperatures in North Dakota. Record cold air mass in the 20s, low 20s. The growing season probably over for this entire area. In fact, if you look at this, it's Wisconsin, all of Minnesota. Look at this. I mean, imagine having a Twins game. Well, you know, they play that at the beginning. Oh, speaking of baseball. Speaking of baseball, what is going on with our beloved Rays? No score. Bottom one. But did you see, by the way, that the Red Sox lost? Ooh, but look at that. They have first and second with one out. Just a little tidbit. WD-40, Wade Davis, very often has difficulty in the first inning. And once he gets past the first, usually he does much better. So let's get back to weather. No, you know me. I'll do anything and everything on this thing. I got anything? Oops. Oh, here we go again. It seems to be. Do you see the number of people who are logged in? No, I don't, actually. I have no idea. Oh, I'm coming fine. Good. So that did work. So you know what? We are good to go. The only thing that we have to tackle at this point now would be Skype. That's the one that I have yet to master. And by the way, as you see here, this is SpaghettiModels.com. This is a local guy, Mike in Oldsmar. Again, I know this only because I am not a hater, David. I am not a hater. The only reason I see this is it says Oldsmar, Mike's backyard. So there we go. Yes, I do see you, George. Your test is correct. Look at all this stuff. So Mike has featured us on his page, and so thank you. And we will certainly give props to places that like to encourage us with what we got going. So let's go real quick. I want to show you. I'm dying to show you the that one version, but I guess I'm not going to find the. Yeah, okay. We're not backed up whatsoever on this. Actually, it's pretty good. We'll go to our weather animator. We'll go to the GFS. Now let's go to the Euro. See what the Euro showed for a 10-day stretch. And use the Gulf and Caribbean. Again, this is AccuWeather's professional site, so you have to subscribe to it. There you go. Not much going on. There's the broad low pressure it's trying to develop. Now see, look at the Euro right there. Now see right there. Okay. See that? That's low pressure. Now, that's 180 hours out. Who's to say that low pressure doesn't form down here, down below? And that, let's minimize this. And that is, you know, the thing. The models are never, ever going to be absolutely perfect that far out. But there's obviously a huge difference for us of something here or something here. So we'll just keep our eyes on it, because outside of that, I think we're actually pretty good. There's not a lot going on in terms of long-term development in the Atlantic, and even if there is, I just can't imagine it's going to do much in terms of affecting us. This is the 0Z. I'm still dying to show you that loop that that came right through us, because I was not imagining it. Here we go. We have to let it load. It takes a while to load. Is that where? Oh, yep, there it is. Bingo. This was the one. It was the 0Z. Okay. See this? This was today. This was the 0Z run from today. There it is. There it goes. Boom. So that's a minimal hurricane hitting pretty much right smack in Tampa Bay, September 28th. Now, let's be real. Okay, the one thing that's key about this is, for whatever reason, the GFS continues to do this in the last couple of days. Now, if that were valid in terms of its thought process, it would do it 12 to 14 today, it would be 11 to 13 tomorrow, 10 to 12. It isn't. It keeps pushing it at the very end, which is why you look at this and just kind of laugh. Well, I do. You might not. But the point is, it still senses low pressure. So that's what I've been trying to get across to everybody, that there will be low pressure out there. Whether or not it's going to be anything to worry about, it's too early to tell. But again, the way I look at this, as we look at the Long Range Euro on the Penn State site, see, it's showing at 5, it's showing a little, there's Maria, but if we go out to 168, really not much out there. No, you can do your questions. A little something right there. The question is, what's the winter going to be like? I will tell you that I'm the first person to admit that long-range forecasting, I pretty much, you know what, I should do this from Club Titan tomorrow. All right, I'll tell you how I got there. It wasn't ADD. I'm thinking you have as much of a chance of nailing a long-range forecast than you do if you use your dartboard in Club Titan. That's how I got there. I just went ahead of my thought process when I talked to you guys. Anyway, which I think that's a really good idea. We will bring our webcam and we will do back in Club Titan. And that actually would be kind of fun, so you guys can see what is Club Titan. I've showed it to you before, but I mean, you know, object not found. But it would be better, to, hang back there and chill for a while with you guys. Bottom line is we're going to be in a La Nina. Now you're talking about for Ohio, and that's actually another animal entirely. And truthfully, for the life of me, I've been here 17 years. I cannot remember how La Nina has an impact on the Ohio Valley. Remember, we were in La Nina last year, and this is a double La Nina in a sense. We've had one last year. We went to a neutral. There was a lot of talk. People thought we'd go to El Nino, and now we're back to La Nina. And by the way, for folks who hear that terminology all the time, believe it or not, La Nina and El Nino is based on water temperature off the coast of South America. Watch this. See if it shows it here. Yeah, see this? This is on NOAA's page. And if you look at the water temperature, if it's colder than normal, it's La Nina. Right in here, in the equatorial Pacific. See that line right there? If it were red, it would be an El Nino. If it's green, if it's blue, it's a La Nina, which you're seeing right here. Now this is, again, on the NOAA page. So if you look, that's the current. That's dating back from June. And even though we were neutral for a period of time at the beginning of this, when you clicked on full screen, sent me to a different view with the chat to the right. Sound was echoing. Interesting. La Nina typically creates a far more active hurricane season based on what it does to upper level winds. But if you look right here, there's YouTube video on this. And how sweet is this? Look at this. I mean, the amount of stuff that is on here, and here's some of your information on it. So it's all right here on how the water temperature affects the upper level winds, which then affects our local weather, at least in terms of, a norm. It doesn't necessarily say everything, but here's El Nino. And believe it or not, El Nino started when the anchovy catch off the coast of South America went down at Christmas time. In fact, let's see if it says that on here somewhere, because that's how it got its name. There's some animations on it too, which are kind of cool. There's an El Nino. I don't know if I have QuickTime on this. Yes, I do. Now, this is going to be confusing. But you see, the bottom line, it's red instead of blue. And that's the thing. If you look at here, the blue is La Nina. See that? The blue is La Nina. The red is El Nino. And that's a great way to figure out what we're doing here. So what happened is, again, the anchovy catch back around Christmas time, when there was an El Nino, was much lower than normal. And it's because the water was excessively warm and they didn't have nearly as good of an anchovy catch. So since it happened around Christmas, they named it El Nino for the Christ child. That's actually how it started. That's how it was named. La Nina, obviously, is the opposite of El Nino. But this is a site on NOAA, and it's elnino.noaa.gov. So all of this stuff you can find. It's just, it's really, really good information. And, I know some of you all are here because you like weather, and some of you are all here because, I don't know why, truthfully. I'm glad you are, mind you. But what we are going to try to do is we're certainly going to try to keep up, and I do need to keep up with these questions that are coming in, because that's what I'm hoping to do. I want to be answering you guys' questions. The Q&A is big, but I kind of want to make this as don't tell people, Greg and Blake and Dave and all the. I've always wanted to be a game show host, We can't give away prizes, mind you, but we can do like the whole variety thing, right? We have our interviews. Because when the weather gets quiet, I got to have a reason for you guys to come back and share this with you, other than just severe weather, right? So we can actually make it, I don't know. My imagination is running wild with this. I think we could have a lot of fun with it. So I'm hopeful. Well, thank you, Kim. But I'm hopeful that we can do more with that than just the whole weather angle. At least for the time being, that's what it is. Ooh, look, we have an air quality alert for Hillsborough County just issued. Why do you think we would have an air quality alert? Obviously, other than the fact that the air quality is poor. Why has that happened? Anybody got an idea? Anybody post on there? Think about it. Why would the air quality be worse today or yesterday than it was in previous days? This delay is killing me. Actually, you know what? When I left Los Angeles, I worked in LA before I was here. I was a weather guy in LA. And brush fires, you know, yes, but why is the smoke higher? Why is the smoke not dispersing as opposed to when it would normally disperse if we've got a smoky period? Think about high pressure, keeping us dry, sinking air, and keeping things kept closer to us, closer to the earth. Think about it. If you've got a big area of high pressure, right, which obviously we do, and I don't think it's an inversion, although I can discuss that some other time, but you get high pressure and sinking air, it does not allow the air to release, if you will. And in doing so, you get the air quality, whether it's pollution in the summer up north or in LA. Now that's another animal entirely. But it's the lack of dispersing winds because you've got so much sinking air. High pressure is really the way. Look at all these answers. This is awesome. You guys definitely are on this. Hey, Catherine. Catherine, did you just get here? Okay. Well, welcome aboard. I don't know how many people are in here, by the way, guys, if you were wondering. I could go check. But slow atmospheric winds, actually, in a sense, you're kind of right, but it's sinking. And now, there's something called an inversion, a capping, and what happens is in the atmosphere, you actually have almost a layer that it's capped, and things can't get through it. And the only way that you can uncap it is if the front comes in, or what happens if there's enough heat that it actually busts the cap and blows through it, if there's enough heating. And then, at that point, everything disperses. So, there you go. Air quality alert. That's going on right now. You got the tropical storm warning off to our east for the boaters, and that's about it. So, let me check and see if I have missed anything. See, cooler and hotter is actually right, Holly, in a sense, because the cool and the hot creates the inversion. But that's another story, and that's something that we'll get into down the road if anybody's interested. Okay, quickly, I hate to do this. This really kind of worries me, but let's see if Baltimore scored. They did not. But now we're already bottom two, and Rays didn't score either. So Wade Davis got out of it, and still no score with bottom of the second. We need this game desperately as Rays fans. Right, Dave and Christine? So, anyway, I think that is about it. Tomorrow, I did bring my laptop tonight, actually. If you want to watch these, we have an ABC Action News YouTube channel. I didn't know about it either. Go figure. But once this is done, I'm going to save it, I'm going to upload it, and it will be on our YouTube channel so you can actually see it. And Dave, head of our web department, said that if we get enough interest, if we have enough people interested, we can actually have our own YouTube channel, us. So, you know, and if that's the case, I'm thinking, you guys could submit stuff. I mean, because this is a weather chat, and it's not just me. I mean, I'm sitting here. I need your feedback and I need your input, or there's no way this is going to stick around. It'll be fun for a couple of weeks and then everybody will say enough. So that's why I would love to have some ideas. I'd love to have some feedback. If you want guests that you can think of, EOC people, local celebrities, local teachers, a student, you know, as an exceptional student. I mean, we could really do a lot with this. And we've got this time, you know, in the evenings that we're kind of building as our time. So again, I appreciate you guys all coming in, and boy, there's a lot of posts here. Thank you so much. So again, I'm going to record this. This will be saved on our site eventually, if I can figure it out, and at the very least, if it isn't today, it will be tomorrow when Blake gets back in. So thanks for everything, guys. I think this was a relatively clean show. I think it worked okay, and now it's just a matter of perfecting it. So tomorrow, it's either Don Gurmez sitting right here hosting this, and if Don doesn't make it, we'll do the Club Titan, and if Don does make it, Friday we'll do Club Titan. Club Titan is over around the green wall that we go in, and we'll do it from there. So again, thanks for coming out, everybody. Had a lot of fun. The only thing I haven't learned how to do is to go to black from this. Oh, I know, I'll take the screen full and then I'll end it after 15 seconds because we got about a 15-second delay. So we'll be making these as long as you guys want. I mean, you know me, I can talk. So as long as you guys want to run these things, as long as people are here, as long as people are showing up and there's an interest, I'm here for you guys. I mean, I would love to make it as interactive as possible. And I've thought of a lot of neat ideas. And again, the fact that we've gone international now, how cool would it be to talk to some meteorologists in England or in India or, you know, anybody? I mean, I think it's going to be a really neat concept. And in terms of my Facebook, I had 3,300 fans 5 days ago. I've got 5,500 now after submitting this on these web forums, you know, on these weather forums. You know, again, one in India. So we're getting a ton of people who have an interest in weather. You know, and then if we take that and go a little bit further, who knows what's going to happen. So again, thanks guys, go Rays, and Don would be here 7 o'clock tomorrow night if he makes it. Have a great night, and as always, we will end this on abcactionnews.com. You know, I was trying to think of a catchphrase on how to end it, you know, like Casey Kasem used to say, keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars, you know, or I could quote something from Anchorman, but I haven't really thought of anything yet. So I'll keep working on that, and I will see you guys tomorrow, or Don will, one or the other. All right, have a good night. Bye.